Hi there, welcome. It's Jacqueline's cooking class, and we're going to be making a dish today for Valentine's Day, which is just around the corner. And I wanted to make sure I gave you this idea in advance so you can get the items out of your pantry or get them ordered in time for you to make a fun little, what is that? Heart-shaped pizza. You can make this by going to buy items at the grocery store, but I'm going to share how you're going to save yourself a ton of calories and money by making some of these products at home in advance. And if you're thinking of ordering pizza, why get stuck in the lineup and the busyness of it all when you can make far better pizza at home tailored to your likings? So what I've got is a can of crushed tomatoes here. So I use low sodium, and I'm going to feature our marinara seasoning. This is a dry mix. The instructions are right on the jar, and the measurement's safe to make a 2-cup portion. I don't need that much. I'm just using 1 can. Thus, I'm altering the recipe, just dividing it in half. So it says to put in 3 tablespoons for 2 cans of tomatoes. Do the math, a tablespoon and 1.5, right? Because there's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. So we've got that in, and we're just gonna let this warm up, connect with the tomatoes so that it blossoms and gives you that nice Italian flavor. Oh my gosh, I can smell the oregano, yum. So we'll just let this warm up a little bit, and let's talk about actually let me move this. This will make more sense so I can get this in front of me. Perfect, get that there, turn this off. So let's talk about our pizza base. Now, if you're gluten intolerant, you're going to have to use gluten-free. But I just went to the grocery store. I don't have gluten intolerances. I try to avoid as much gluten as I can, but just to make this easy, I just went and bought pizza crust, and I cut it into pizza shapes. So I just used a knife. I pre-baked it so that it's a little bit toastier, and it's got that nice little ridge. And now it's just a matter of putting things together. So what are we going to do? Well, I'm thinking, first off, I want to get some flavoring. Oops, let me turn this off. It's beeping at me. Of course, don't you just hate a stove that yells at you? Ugh, frustrating. I want to actually put a little bit of oil and our rosemary garlic because it gives such great flavor. Now, if you like doing homemade bread, this would make a great focaccia bread flavoring. Yum. Rosemary and garlic. So we're just going to add this to a little bit of liquid oil. And I've got olive oil here, but it has thickened up. I'm just going to melt this up a little bit. And I want to just make a nice little, a slathering, a little oil base first, and then I'm going to put my marinara sauce on. So we'll just slide this on. Now, sometimes when I'm making these homemade pizzas, I love pesto as well. So you could do a pesto base. And like I said, when you're making these homemade heart-shaped pizzas, think about that special person that is in your life, whether it be a significant other, maybe it's your children, maybe it's just you. But you can make this pizza tailored because it's individual sizing to be exactly what you want it to be. In fact, you may even want to get your family involved. Make up a few of these and everyone gets to have their own, let me show you, their own station where they can add the items that they want. So what are we going to do? Well, I've got the base now. My marinara sauce is here, so you may want to have a tomato sauce on it. If you'd sooner have a cheesy sauce, you could do that as well, using our ooey gooey queso. So I'm just going to put this on. I like trying to get it right to the about a 1/4 inch to the edge. And I am a fan of making sure that I've got that nice tomato flavoring. I know many times when I've gone to restaurants, they chintz on the tomato sauce. It's like you can't even sometimes tell that there's tomato sauce on there. So I like making sure that I've got this going. Okay, so let me just do the other one. Now, when you're pre-baking, like if you're doing pizza crust from scratch, so those of you who are really into baking yourself and doing it your own way, make sure that you cook it in the stove, in the oven, so that it toasts up. I usually put it at about 425 degrees for about 8 minutes or so, and it gets that nice toasty crust, because I like a thin crust pizza. Again, another reason why you want to do this from scratch. Now, whenever I have tomatoes in my fridge and maybe I forgot about them and they're starting to get a little wilty, but not moldy, and I'm thinking, probably not the best for a salad, I oven roast them. And so I had 2 tomatoes that were I had originally bought them to make a sandwich, and then it got tucked in the fridge, and I found them the other day when I was cleaning the fridge and went, oh, they're gone. I've got to do these. So these are larger size. Usually I always have cherry tomatoes, but I had 2 larger ones. So I sliced them, I seasoned them with some garlic and some SPG, and I baked them in the oven with a little bit of oil. Okay, so you can do that. What else do I have? Of course, cheeses, and we need to get our veggies in. So let's start building this up. Spinach, of course, because we want to make sure that the person that we're sharing this Valentine's Day with has lots of nice veggies in their diet, because we do want to make sure that they're with us for a while. I love the color anyway, so yeah, just chop up some spinach. If you had broccoli, you could use broccoli. I tend to do that. If you have leftover chicken from maybe another dinner, if maybe you've got some ham kicking around. I'm not a big fan of having cold cuts, but if you happen to have cold cuts, you can put anything like that on there. Now, I know my husband loves pepperoni, so on his, I'm gonna make sure that I've got some pepperoni on his. Again, if I bought a heart-shaped pizza, I would be forced to have the same pizza as him, whereas making it your own, there's liberties that you can take so you can make it exactly how you want it. So he gets all the pepperoni. Mine is going to not have any pepperoni at all. Now, I love onion. Oh my gosh. So I just had a little bit of onion left, and I'm just going to put some rings on here because I think it makes it look pretty. And it doesn't have to be red onion. It can be any onion you want. And if you're not a big onion fan, don't worry about it. Peppers. I'm going to be making another cooking class, and I had 1 yellow pepper. So I have cut it up, and I've just got a little bit of yellow pepper left. So I'm just going to put this on top in a couple different places. I know my husband, when I put veggies on a pizza, he'll eat it no matter how I make it. So yes, I'm just going to put a little bit of the yellow pepper on there. Again, does it have to be yellow? No, it could be green, it could be red, or maybe you don't even want to put peppers on at all. So there we're getting the start of what our pizza looks like. Now let's talk about the cheese. So the cheese that I'm going to put on my pizza is going to be a combination of Parmesan and mozzarella. Now you can use cheddar if you wanted, you could do feta. What do you have in your fridge? And by the way, if you're wondering where is the tomatoes, I like putting the tomatoes on at the very end, because I find that if I put that cheese barrier and then I put the tomatoes on top, these will sort of get a little bit more toasty. I don't want them being sort of mushy, okay? Does that make sense? So let's get some cheese on here. You'll notice that I've got these pizza bases on our baking sheet with the liner, and I've got the oven at 420 degrees, preheated, and we're gonna just put this in quickly here, and we're gonna have a meal on the table very quick. Of course, we're gonna serve it with a nice salad. When we're doing this, because we've already got the pizza base cooked, it's really not going to take much more than just melting the cheese to the consistency that you want it. So let's get some Parmesan on here. And I love that Parmesan just sort of gives it that little bit of a kick. It's got that nuttiness to it, especially if you get the older real Parmesan, not the kind in the canister, which is really an imposter one. And like I said, I like keeping my tomatoes till the end. So I'm just gonna put one in the middle. And I'm making 4 pizzas tonight, so that's going to be great. So there we go. We've got the start of our heart-shaped pizza. Now it's just a matter of cooking it up. How easy is this? So like I said, I'm just gonna put it in the oven now, 425 degrees until the cheese melts, which is probably only gonna take about 8 minutes. Time to get my roll-up rack out here and showcase these delicious homemade heart-shaped pizzas. The last thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that I spice up my life. I like putting a little bit of heat to this. So you may want to take a look at our chili flakes with garlic. A lot of times when you go to restaurants, you'll see this at the table. So I like putting it on while it's still warm so it sort of soaks into the soft cheese, but you can let people add this as they feel. And there you have it. Homemade heart-shaped pizza. Happy Valentine's, everyone. I'm glad you're here so you can see how easy cooking with Epic here can be. And now you've got a great, simple idea to make your Valentine's special. Thanks for watching. Take care. Come back again on another Thursday and see what I'm cooking in the kitchen, from my kitchen to yours. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.